Does the trend toward inflation, particularly in emerging markets, worries you? And more generally, what worries you most about emerging markets, if at all?
I think the inflation in emerging markets is a phenomena what we are observing since 1.5 years. It's become now a more global topic. I think the inflation cycle in the world is turning. After nearly 15 years, globalization, liberalization, outsourcing, all these trends are running out. And secondly, emerging markets are playing more bigger role in the world economy. And after the shock of 2008, most of the emerging market countries where we're observing inflation has closed their capacity gap very soonly. That means countries like South Korea, China, and all these countries closed their gap, and we are seeing inflation. And the central banks are more behind the curve. So there's a threat of overheating inflation. We have already seen some substantial hikes in China, and we have seen some also in Western countries, like in Australia, also in Europe, like in Sweden. We have seen hikes. And this is not a new phenomena. The cycle has already changed, and the inflation cycle has changed. And I see inflation as more a climate change effect. After 15 years, we are seeing a climate change, and that means we are seeing a trend change there.
Where do you see the biggest investment opportunities in the emerging market debt space?
I think in general, you can say emerging market is a long-term trend. And equity markets has already taken or anticipated already the fantastic economic outperformance of emerging markets. But the debt market in these countries are highly underdeveloped. So we can expect in the next decade, Chinese Walmart will come up, Chinese General Electric will come up. This kind of companies will be established in these economies. And I think if China wants to become the biggest economy in the world, it's natural to have the top global player also in China. We have already 50 worldwide top companies in China, under 500 top companies in the world. So I think all these companies need more debt market. That means emerging market corporates is, for me, not a niche product, might be today, but in 10 years' time, that will be a dominant part of the debt market. So I can see a huge chance. You need a really strong research. We have that, and we have to put more resources and allocate more resources for this dedicated area.